Hey, are you between the age of 35 and 45? That's the time you've got to get real serious about retirement if you haven't already. Okay? So today we need to talk about something that can literally change your financial future, make it way better than it could potentially be if you weren't doing anything about it. Okay? So again, if you're somewhere between the age of 35 and 45, right, and you haven't saved a single dime or dollar for retirement, this video you must watch. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. My name is Curtis, and in this video we're going to cover some aspects on saving for retirement with compound interest, and I'm going to show you how that's going to work for you while you're sleeping. Okay, making money while you're sleeping. Of course, you're going to have to put in some savings to invest, but of course, I mean, at the end of the day, where that's what retirement is, right? So I know everything that I had just brought up might feel a little bit scary as you hear it, okay? And you might feel like you're possibly behind right now, okay? And that's fine. You might feel like it's too late, but hey, I'm here to tell you that it's not too late, okay? Not even close. Especially you still got a lot of youth, a lot of runway, and I'm gonna prove it to you with some real math on this video right here. So keep watching, okay? Uh, we're going to go ahead and cover again, as I mentioned, compound interest. I'm going to show you the numbers, exactly how it grows, okay, as you start investing. And then, of course, you know, even if you can only do $100 a month, it will grow into something substantially more than you think it will. Even if you think that you don't have that much yet, start with 50, right? If you've got an ability to do more, it's only going to help you grow your retirement a whole lot faster, grow your wealth a whole lot quicker than you can expect. All right. So if you take a look at what I've got here on the slide, okay, on the bottom of the slide, there's three key facts. If you're between 35 and it says 44, but I meant to have had it say 45, the S&P 500, okay, averages about 10% per year, and you still have 25 to 30 years before retirement. That's a lot of time for your money to grow, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. But before that, right, give me a thumbs up, okay? Click that like button. Give me a subscribe. That way, when my videos come out, you'll be able to catch it on your feed, okay? And then if you have any questions, comments after this, or maybe in the during the video, drop it into the comments, right? I'll do my absolute best to respond back to you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, everybody. So before we get started, right, there's something that I want you to understand, and it's the fact that hey, you are not alone in this. Okay, there's tons of folks out there, about 45% of Americans between the age of 35 and 44 who have less than $1,000 saved for retirement. So, okay, don't be fearful, okay? Yeah, sure, you may have started a little bit late. Sure, there's folks who start at the age of 18, great for them, right? But hey, for a lot of us, okay, we don't pick up these financial literacy stuff. We don't pick up this the idea that we're gonna make it to retirement until we are already a little bit older. Okay, so let that sink in. Okay, you're not too old for this. Okay, again, almost half the people your age are typically in the exact same boat. So it's not because you're bad with money. It's just because, I mean, most of us, nobody has ever sat us down and showed us this stuff that I'm going to share and explain with you all here, okay? Nobody explained about compound interest to you in a way that made sense. And even to a lot of you folks, haven't probably even seen compound interest and how it works on paper or maybe on a slide as I'm going to show you all. Okay, so today's the day. But here's the good news, okay? Although nobody has shown you all the actual math, you can see it right here on this slide right here. If you are 35, you still have 30 years until retirement age. Okay. If you're 44, you still have 21 years. Okay. We're looking at the age of 65 to retire. It might be older. I mean, if you take a look at it, right, we're staying as a whole globally, right, where with technology and pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, we're getting healthier, we're living longer, and especially with AI coming on board, our health might extend. Okay, so that's one thing we've got to look at. But anyways, for these examples, we're looking at 65 years old. Okay, so again, if you're within those ages, I mean, we've still got a lot of time for you to grow your money. That's my point. And check out on the bottom left of the card, okay, on this slide here, every single month that you wait, it starts to cost you real money, okay? Waiting just 1 year to start investing $500 a month at 10% is going to cost you over $100,000 by retirement. 1 year of waiting equals $100,000 lost of your retirement, okay? But here's what gets me excited, okay? Look at the bottom right, okay? You don't need thousands to start, okay? Even $100 a month can grow to over $226,000 in 30 years. That's real money from what people would call pocket change, all right? I mean, $100 a month. I mean, that's like literally going out for one night meal and drinks with your friends or something like that. So, at the very bottom, if you take a look at it on the slide, it says the best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time to start is right now. And off the top of my mind, I forgot who said that. Probably Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger, somebody that was a real great investor. Okay, but let me please show you how compound interest actually works. Okay. Now, let me explain compound interest in the simplest way possible, okay? Because once you understand this, everything else is going to click. So, compound interest is the single most powerful force in building wealth. Even Albert Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world, all right? And if you're not sure exactly what compound interest is, right, continue watching. I mean, I'm going to try to break things down over and over and show it to you all as well. That way you can see it. So now, if you take a look at the slide, I've got 3 points here on the left, okay? First thing you're going to do is you're going to invest your money, okay? Every month when you make money, you're going to contribute some of that into your investment account. If you don't have one, go ahead and create one with Fidelity or Charles Schwab or Vanguard, somebody like that. And you're going to contribute into your retirement account, or it could just be a regular brokerage account where you can invest. You take money from your paycheck regularly. Whenever you get paid, you put it into an index like the S&P 500, okay? So that's step one. Step two, once you've done step one already, your money is going to earn more money, okay? They call that returns. So let me tell you, the stock market has averaged about 10% each year over the long haul already, okay? For the S&P 500, it's averaged 10% per year over the past 20 years. So essentially, when you invest in it, your money is going to grow along with it. That's what you're going to do with step two, okay? So step one, you're investing your money that you make from your paycheck, okay? Step two, the money that you've invested is going to make money back for you. And now step three, this is the magic, okay? That money that you made back, your returns, it starts to earn returns on top of that as well. So the money that you made is making more money back for you. That's how people make money while they're sleeping, okay? The money that your money earned starts earning its own money. I hope you get that. So, at the end of the day, right, if you take a look at the bottom of the slide, you can see the key difference spelled out, okay? With simple interest, you only earn money on what you put in. But with compound interest, you earn money on what you put in and everything else that you have already earned. That's the big difference between saving money and investing money. That's why compound interest is a secret weapon that, in my opinion, if you have heard about it but aren't familiar with it, you should start familiarizing yourself with it. Start doing the math, start doing it on the calculator, start doing it on some sort of, I don't know, calculator on the web. I'm going to show you all with some spreadsheets in a bit here to have it add up and make more sense. And the longer you let it work, the more powerful it becomes. That's exactly why I want to share this with you. And we'll go ahead and get into it with some real numbers right now. All right, so right here is I've got a little timeline that's going to show you when you're investing $500 per month at the 10% average annual return that the S&P 500 gives us. Okay, that's average return. Okay, that is not a promise, but it's an average. And see what we're going to end up at. Okay, so if you take a look on the left, we've got year five. Okay, so year five, essentially you put in, if you've been investing $500 a month consistently, you've put in $30,000 okay? And what it has turned into is the top number, $38,719, okay? Now, I'm going to jump right to year 15, okay? We're going to skip year 10. Year 15, you put in $90,000, okay, total. It's grown to $207,000, all together with that 10% annual returns, okay? Now you continue to do that for year over year over year. Now you're close to your retirement age. Let's just say year 30, okay? You've put in a total of $180,000. If you look right below that year 30, $180,000. How much do you now have? How much has it, that the returns on top of returns invested, how much has it grown to? That's right, $1.13 million. And that's if you've invested $500 per month, every month consistently for 30 years. Okay. Again, at the end of the day, you've only put in $180,000, but what it has gained is the bottom number. If you take a look below that year 30, it's gained $950,000. So you add that with plus what you put in, your retirement is at $1.13 million. I think that's certainly achievable. $500 a month consistently, okay? Now, I want you to know, okay, that we aren't even including your cost of living arrangement, okay? So, I mean, if you've got a good job, typically they give you like a raise for inflation annually, typically. I'm not going to say all the time, but typically you're going to get that 3%, okay? If you adjust the amount of contributions, of the amount that you put away and invest, you should at least adjust it for that raise as well, that 3%, okay? And then on top of that, I didn't even consider maybe the promotions that you're going to get, right? If you work hard, please do, okay? Work hard, climb up in the world, climb that corporate ladder, whatever it might be, okay? If you're in, public sector work, whatever, I don't care. You're going to work hard and get promotions, okay? And you're going to get higher pay raises. Adjust that contribution amount as well based off of how much your raises are going to be, okay? And then that way the snowball will grow faster, will go bigger and faster. So this is essentially what it is. Let's move forward and I'm going to show you all some more. Now, I'm going to give you all some examples, okay? We're going to start off with the comparison of $100 in saved, invested per month at 10%. Then we're going to move over to $500 per month, which we had seen in the last slide. Then we're going to move over to $1,000 a month, and then we're going to move to $2,000 a month to show you all what it could truly become. Okay, and we're going to move through these slides real quickly. If you've got to pause the video to take a look at the spreadsheet, please do. Okay, so anyways, let's get started, right? This one right here, we're at $100 a month saving. We're going to invest it into the S&P 500 at 10%. Okay, this right here shows us from year 1 to 10, okay, at the top. By year 10, okay, you have invested $12,000 if you've been putting in that $100 consistently every month. The balance has grown to $20,400, okay? So that's not too shabby. It's not great, but it's a decent amount. Now, back at the top, okay? Same investment of $100 per month. Every month, you've been staying consistent from year 11 to year 20, okay? You've been doing it every single month. By year 20, you have invested from your own money, 24,000. But how much has that grown into? The balance of $75,937. That's how much it's grown to, okay, over 20 years. It's looking pretty good. Now let's move over to year 21 to 30. All right, so we're here looking at year 21 to 30, and you're still consistent with the $100 a month. Okay, so what you've contributed over 30 years is $36,000, but how much has it grown to? $226,049. Okay, so over 30 years, I mean, you've only invested 36,000, but then it's grown, what's that? 3, 6, almost 7 times that amount, and you've only been contributing $100 per month, and it's been returning back 10%. Okay, so that's pretty decent. Now let's move over to the $500 example. All right, right at the top. So we've got $500 that you're contributing, investing at 10% annual returns, okay, from year 1 to 10. Okay, so After 10 years, you've invested $60,000 of your own money. The balance has grown to $102,000. Now, you continue to invest that $500 a month, okay, to 20 years. Now, at 20 years, you've invested a total of $120,000 of your own money. The balance has grown to $379,000. Okay, so it's looking pretty good right now. Let's take a look from year 21 to year 30, okay, by the time you retire. All right, so you continue to invest consistently, $500 a month at 10% returns from year 21 to 30. By the end of 30 years, what has came out of your own contribution is $180,000. Okay, that means the money that came out of your paycheck that you put into your investment account to invest in the S&P 500 at 10% return. Okay, after 30 years, your balance is a grand total of $1,130,000, $1.13 million, just because you've been consistently investing in $500 a month every single month, right? And of course, you can miss a couple months. Okay, let's say for example, if you were to cut off on the right of this spreadsheet right here, cut off year 29 and 30. Let's say you missed 2 years, right? You would have still came, if you take a look at year 28 right at the bottom, you would have still came up with $915,000. That's still way better and well more than what you have done if you just saved traditionally into your savings account, or I don't know, didn't invest or save at all. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move quickly through these here. This is the $1,000 example at the top, okay? So in 10 years, if you invested $1,000 a month, your balance, you'd be at $204,000. That's after 10 years. That's pretty darn good. And then if you continued investing, okay, continually invest that $1,000 a month to year 20, your balance would be at $759,000. That's $750,000 already after 20 years. Let's see the next one. And then here it is, okay, at $1,000 a month consistently in 30 years, you would have $2.26 million for retirement. You know what that means? That means that if you were able to save up to $2.26 million by year 30, your return on that, let's say you end up retiring at that 30 years right there, your 10% return on 2.26 million would be $226,000. Okay, that $226,000 you can use to live on your own terms, and you wouldn't even have to touch that balance of the $2.26 million. Just let it continue to regrow itself. So every year you would be able to take out $2.26 million if it consistently makes that 10% return, right? Even if it makes 9 or 8%, you would still be able to, you'd be, using roughly about 200 grand for your retirement. That would be a pretty darn good retirement in my opinion. All right, now we're gonna do a $2,000 a month, and I wanted to share this with you to motivate you, inspire you. I understand $2,000 a stretch for a lot of folks, a lot of families, okay? But this, I want to show you all to inspire you to get to this point right here. Now, if you're investing $2,000 a month, getting 10% return, after 10 years, your balance will be at $400,000 already, $409,000. Then if you continue that, okay, all the way through to year 20, okay, your balance would already be at $1.5 million. Okay, so after 20 years, $2,000 a month consistently, you'd be at $1.5 million already. Now, this is where the magic really happens. Okay, you're consistent with that $2,000 a month, 10% return. By year 30, you've contributed $720,000 into your investments. Okay, that's all the money that you've put in from your hard work paycheck. Your balance has grown to $4.5 million. That's a whopping amount. And if you consider what I had mentioned before in the previous slides, right? $4.52 million at a 10% return, that's $452,000 annual return that you can live off of without even touching that 4.52 million balance. Now, can you live comfortably with $450,000 for retirement? I think so. Now I want to put all these side by side so that you can see the full picture, okay? So it's everything that we've covered, okay? From $100 a month, over 30 years, right? You would grow it to $226,000, and that's just from $100 a month. Now, if you take a look, $500 a month would actually grow to 1.1 million, right? You're a millionaire. That's incredible. That's great. However, if you bump it up a little bit more, okay, $1,000 a month, okay, over 30 years, you'd end up at $2.2 million, living quite bougie right there. And then at $2,000 a month for 30 years, you would grow over $4.5 million. Okay, that's how the magic of compound interest works, right? That's you didn't have to start a business, you didn't have to start a side hustle or anything like that, right? You didn't have to work on weekends. All you did was you stayed disciplined and invested your money consistently, okay, with that return. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you all a quick rundown of my opinion on what you should do, okay? So in order to be able to invest this and invest consistently, open up a Roth account, an IRA, or it could just be like a basic brokerage account, okay? But just be mindful of the taxes on a regular brokerage account. Consult with your tax advisor or whatever, okay? So open up one of those accounts so that you can actually invest your money. And then step two is to set up an automatic contribution. Okay, so you want it to consistently invest and out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so consistently put in whatever you're going to put in. I know $100 may even be a stretch for some people. Do 50, do $25. Okay, just start because time matters. And then step three, okay, increase your amount every year. Okay, remember I mentioned the cost of living arrangement whenever you get your promotions as well, right? Kick it up a notch. That way that snowball builds faster and builds way more a quicker momentum for you. The sooner, the more you put in, the sooner you can retire. Step four, don't touch it no matter what, right? Don't disrupt the compounding at all. Let it continually do its thing. Let it continually, build that snowball larger and larger and larger and larger. Okay, the market will drop at times, okay, but it always comes up. At the end of the day, okay, if you zoom out, the stock market, even though it goes like this here, okay, it'll kind of zig and zag up and down, right? But at the end of the day, if you zoom out even from years ago, it's going to go from here up that way regardless. So trust in the American market. Now, before I let you all go, okay, I want you to drill this into your mind, okay? It's not too late to start at 35, 40, even 44, or even later, okay? You still have plenty of runway, plenty of years to create your retirement, to build wealth, okay? Then number two, okay, compound interest does most of the work for you. As I mentioned, you don't have to create a business and generate cash flow that way. You don't have to do any side hustles or anything like that. Don't have to work on weekends. All you got to do is consistently invest the money that you make from your regular salaries in a disciplined, consistent way. And that's how money is going to be made for you while you're sleeping. Number three, even $100 a month becomes life-changing money. Okay, you guys remember I shared with you all $100 a month can become $226,000 added to your retirement. Okay, that's a good chunk of money to help you out in your olden days. And then step four, the only thing that you can't get back is time. The sooner you invest, the better the compound interest magic works. Okay, if you wait too long, okay, if you wait 10 years in, that's going to knock off so much of what that lump sum amount could have been at the end. Okay, so the sooner you start, the better. The only thing you can't get back is time. All right, everybody. So thank you for watching. Right. Last thing I want to leave you off with is your future self will thank you if you start this path of using and taking advantage of compound interest. The sooner you do it, the better it's going to be. I've got a quote right here for you all. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time is now. It's today. Okay. The same is true for investing. Start today, stay consistent, let compound interest do what it does best. All right. Thank you all for watching. Click that thumbs up for me. Press on that subscribe button for me. You got any questions, comments? I will answer them. Drop it into the comment section for me. And again, right, I'll meet you there. My name's Curtis. Thank you so much for watching. Make it a great day.